Hi, my name is Ishan and welcome back to our channel. Did you know that Australia is close to reviewing its migration policy? I believe that it is for the larger good of addressing some really critical anomalies. Stay on to see what is coming up. Australia is facing a surge in the number of temporary migrants which has rebounded after dropping during the pandemic. Australian federal government has recently warned that tough decisions need to be made to address the growing number of permanently temporary migrants in the country. Click the subscribe button for following on more content on studying and migrating to Australia. The Comprehensive Migration Policy Review spearheaded by former top public servant Martin Parkinson put forth numerous recommendations, and we will in this video concentrate on the education sector. These include changes aimed at assisting international students in securing employment and remaining in Australia, particularly those with exceptional potential. Additionally, it recommended that the federal government thoroughly assess the underlying factors that contribute to a high number of international students becoming permanently temporary migrants. In order to minimize this occurrence, and to ensure the establishment of a sustainable migration system, and a flourishing education sector, it is imperative for the government to closely examine the role played by universities and vocational colleges in facilitating migration. Temporary migrants possess visas that permit them to stay in Australia for an extended period, but they do not hold the status of permanent migrants or Australian citizens. The recent migration review revealed that the increase in permanently temporary visa holders has resulted in detrimental effects for both Australia and migrants. The review highlighted the presence of uncertainty in the potential risk of migrant worker exploitation. International students have been the primary contributors to the growth of this group since 2011. The number of current and former international students serving as temporary migrants has surged from around 275,000 to over 765,000. The outbreak of the pandemic led to a decline in the number of international students in Australia. However, since the reopening of borders in December 2021, the influx of international students has reached record levels. Indicators suggest that these numbers will continue to rise, and the approval of visas for international students has also reached record highs. The government has also made a commitment to expand post-study work rights for international graduates. These rights allow former students in specific courses to remain in Australia for a certain period after completing their studies, ranging from 18 months to 6 years. A much broader pool of individuals from various countries can gain access to extended visas, effectively enabling them to stay in Australia for up to 10 years. Universities can receive 2 to 3 times more funding for an international student compared to a domestic student. Australian students also benefit from this arrangement, as it leads to increased resources and improved facilities within their educational institutions. However, the advantages of international education tend to be concentrated in specific institutions. Larger and more prestigious universities receive the majority of revenue from international students. The concentration of international students is even more pronounced in the vocational education and training sector analysis conducted by the Mitchell Institute in 2021. This analysis revealed that out of the 10 vocational institutions with the highest international enrollments, 9 were private colleges primarily catering to international students. In 5 of these colleges, 100 of the enrollments consisted of international students, particularly in courses such as business, cookery and hospitality. Consequently, Australian students in their already underfunded vocational sector are missing out on the benefits brought by international education. Prior to the pandemic, international education contributed approximately $40 billion to the Australian economy. In 2019, institutions received annual revenue of around $16 billion, a significant increase from about $2 billion in 2002. The Migration Review has highlighted how the increase in temporary migrants is a consequence of this growth. If they aim to have greater control over the overall pool of migrants, we need to examine the role of universities and vocational colleges. Initiating discussions on this matter may not be easy, but they can commence by closely examining the involvement of educational institutions in the migration process. This could involve utilizing universities and vocational colleges more effectively to identify high-potential international students as recommended by the Migration Review. It is imperative to implement more targeted policies to ensure that the benefits of international education are directed towards the areas of the education system that need it the most. I hope you have now a fair idea of the important and accurate immigration information addressed in the review. Please share your feedback and suggestions in the comments section, and please do like, share and subscribe to our channel to show your support. Thanks for watching and see you until next time.